Alright. Now, the flower. This is going to be kind of interesting. I don't think I've done this small detail with you before, but we're going to give this a whirl. What we want to do is we just want like a lot of carving sometimes on these is what's called relief carving. It's almost impossible to get the whole flower to stick out away from him. But what we're going to do is we're going to carve this flower so it sticks out in a three-dimensional form. And the way to do that is we're going to cut the stem out. We're going to cut this out. You know, we'll worry about the arms and the sleeves last. And then see all these wiggly lines? Now you don't have to make them as small as I just did, and I may not follow this exactly to the letter. But what I'm going to do here is, since the flower is sticking out before, or sticking up like in front of this portion of the costume, what you want to make sure you do, and it's important that you do it, is to make sure that you look at it and say, okay, which one actually comes before, what comes first? In other words, the flower would be sticking out first, then this, and then his other section underneath. So we're going to give it the illusion this is on top of this is on top of this, okay? And you'll see what I mean when I get started with this, you know, and show you what, and the stem's going to be before this as well. So it's a matter of just looking at it and trying to figure it out. Now I'm going to use a little bit of the spray just to soften it up a little bit. You want a detail knife when you do this, okay? Just to make it a little bit easier for you. Remember, if you spray it, you're not going to see where those lines are that you cut it, because it will swell the wood up a little bit. So what we want to do is I'm going to go on the top here and just start on the outline and start cutting, following the outline of that flower. Okay, now I'll do the best I can. It's not going to be real easy for me because it's very hard for me to see stuff sometimes while I'm behind everything here. But try to stick it a little bit deeper where the flower meets there, like right in those corners there. And just bring it around. Okay, we're going to just bring this around. And remember, if it doesn't free up, you recut it. Try not to pull it out or to tear it out, because if you tear it out, you may pull another portion of the wood out at the same time, and you'll end up re-gluing stuff together because it's not going to look right. Alright. Bring this up and around to my last little jump. So I'm going to go back and do those corners a little bit better. So when I take my knife and I actually start cutting things out, you'll begin to see. Okay, so what you do is take your edge of your knife, the point of your knife, and try to go with the grain as much as possible. Oh, wait a minute, and we've got the stem to do. Let's do the bottom part of the stem to the hand. Okay, so we're going to go and take that out, and we're going to chop that out right there. Now you may have to go over this a couple of times to get this out right. See what I'm doing? I'm just taking the tip of my knife and I'm following it out and around. Now here's going to be a little bit difficult because I'm going to go against the grain to get this out. Now I have a little piece there that's sticking out. I think, let me take a look at it here. Yeah, what I have here at the bottom, we want to just kind of try to get it down deep enough. Now you can leave the flower flat like I have it. You don't have to do any special carving to it once I'm done. I'll show you what I mean, what I'm talking about when I get this done here. Now, notice it's not freeing up everywhere. Okay, let's see if I can bring this in a little bit. I can't. How about that? Why won't that work? Okay, well anyway. What we're doing is I'm bringing this down and I'm just cutting out little bits and pieces out, what I could see, and then we're going to go along the stem here. Remember, we cut on either side of that. Free that up at the bottom. See how it's starting to stick out? Alright. Hope you can see this, because okay, now that's kind of a rough look at it. I'm going to go back and clean everything up and redo it. But you get the idea of what I'm trying to do here. When I come back, we're going to round the stem up. We're going to do the center circle as well. So let's do that next. See if I have enough time. Yes. We're going to take that and we're going to bring this up and around. And I'm going to go the other way. Try to get that cut to go straight in as much as possible without giving it a bit of an angle, if you can help it. And we're going to just bring each petal up to that, what we just cut there. Now, I see I'm going to have to recut some of this, but this is what you do. You go all the way around. Alright. And we're going to round this off a little bit, the center part, just like so. I'll definitely give that a center to it. Now you can use your parting tool. I like using the knife. I have a little more control over the knife than I do the parting tool. But you know, if you're comfortable with the parting tool, then go right ahead and use the parting tool. But you see what I'm doing here. I have the center out. I've got the petals coming out. I'm going to work on this a lot more while I'm offline. This here, the stem goes underneath that flower, okay? And that's what it will look like. And then later on we'll do the I'll be right back, folks.